Gordon Ramsay is the most influential chef in history. With restaurants around the world, there's never been an easier time to sample his cuisine. He's opened 2 restaurants in Reno, Nevada. First is Fish and Chips that opened in May 2024, and his Gordon Ramsay Kitchen that opened in July of 2024. Looking at Google and Reddit, I would say that the kitchen restaurant has an overall decent score. Then the Fish and Chips restaurant is averaging a little lower. So I visited both those restaurants last week and brought my scorecard to review them to let you know if they're worth it or not. First, we'll start with Gordon Ramsay Kitchen. Number 1, the location isn't great. It is located inside the Silver Legacy Casino, so you will have to find parking in the garage across the street. Since it is a casino, you will be walking through the smoke clouds before entering the restaurant. So for location, we'll rate this a 3, not great. Next will be availability. We walked in on a holiday weekend at opening with no reservation, and we immediately got seated, so they'll get an 8 for this. Looking at the atmosphere, it is unique, clean, and enjoyable. Maybe a little touristy, but overall what you'd expect from a celebrity steakhouse, so that'll get a 6. The tables and chairs are large and comfortable, but not too big for smaller guests. And everything is pretty well maintained, so that will earn a 7. The service impressed me. We took my mom out to dinner with us and she's a vegetarian, so there aren't very many things she can eat at a steakhouse. But the kitchen and our waitress Natalie was able to change one of the dishes so she could try it. So between the water always being filled, everything coming out pretty quick, and them helping accommodate my mom's palate, it was an amazing service experience, so they'll earn a 9 for this. Looking at the menu, you'll see it's on the pricier side. Again, it's a celebrity restaurant, so you are paying that premium. For this, we'll give it a 4, a little below average. Rating the variety of the menu, it's a little smaller than a regular steakhouse with no specials. So this will also get a 4, slightly below average. Now the fun part, the actual food. We started with the Parker rolls and the lamb lollipops for appetizers. The Parker rolls were fresh and buttery and very light. The lamb lollipops are good, but the price was not great for only 2. Then we had the onion soup. This is one of their new additions. Honestly, the cheese texture is not great and the flavor is bland. I wouldn't recommend it. And of course, we got the beef Wellington. I have to be brutally honest, it was a tad underseasoned, but the sauce and potatoes were phenomenal. And the Wellington itself was still great quality. We also got their prawn linguine. Although it looked amazing, it was completely seasonless.
You're allergic to salt? It needs to be backed up with salt. Bland? No salt? No salt, no seasoning. Bland. There's no salt in the sauce and there's no salt. Yeah, please.
For dessert, they gave us a complimentary sticky toffee pudding with their mascarpone ice cream for my birthday, and it was delicious. Getting back into the utility score, I'd score their quality at 7. Very high quality ingredients. But going to the quantity score, I'd give this a 4. For the price and the amount of food you're getting, it is below average. I did forget to use their restroom, so we can't score them on that. However, adding up the 9 other categories, they got 52 out of 90, which equals a 58%. So, on the utility score, they got a good 6 out of 10. Rating the restaurant just based off the food, I'd give them a 3.5 out of 5. Very good. Beef Wellington is such a hard dish to make and also to find in restaurants. And it was delicious, but the star of the show is that sticky toffee pudding. If we didn't order that prawn linguine, it'd probably be a little bit higher. But a 3.5 out of 5. Very good. Let's now talk about the Fish and Chips restaurant. The location score is the same because the restaurants are actually right next door to each other in the casino, so a 4. The availability is actually going to be on the low side for a fast food restaurant, essentially. There was a pretty long line that went very slow since there's only one cashier, so we'll give that a 4 out of 10. The atmosphere is nothing special, not good or bad, so we'll give it a 5, average. For tables and chairs, it was fine. They had a high top, a little bar section, and actual tables. So actually a decent amount of variety, so we'll go 6 out of 10, good. The service was not great. The cashier seemed like she was in a very bad mood and did not want to be there and do her job. And then when they called out our number, they actually forgot some stuff on our order. So that will get a 3. The price is okay. The fish and chips are a little pricey, but the lobster is fair, so it'll be a 5, average. The variety is below average, just a couple of options and nothing that isn't fried, so 4. Quality was definitely on the lower side. The fish was good, lobster's acceptable. The lemonade was something I would never order again. And the fries were horrible. All of it was very greasy and had an old oil taste. The shrimp was the best part, which wasn't what I was expecting. This will be a 3, not great. Quality will be a 5, average. There was a decent amount of protein and a giant pile of soggy fries. There was no dedicated restroom, so that's a 0. Adding everything up in the 10 categories, that gives us a 39 out of 100, or 4 out of 10 below average. Thankfully, I forgot to order the sticky toffee pudding bites when I went to this one. I visited the one in Vegas a year ago. I took one bite of those things, and they were disgusting. I threw them away. So that probably would have brought the score down a whole nother point if I would have had those. But rating the restaurant strictly off of the meal, I'd give it a 1.5 out of 5. Very disappointing. I would not go back to that. However, the Gordon Ramsay kitchen was pretty good, great service, so I would recommend you visiting that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's useful if you decide to visit either of those restaurants before you go to Reno. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment something you think I should try below. Thank you again for watching. Hope to see you next one. Take care.